friends, Jewel back with another super cool astrology video. I want to talk about composite Moon square Neptune today. What happens when we see this little tricky devil of a composite chart aspect? So composite charts are combined charts where we use a couple different methods to calculate the midpoints and come out with one chart that shows us, it's like the birth chart of the relationship itself. So when we have this particular aspect, the content of the relationship is highly suspect when it comes to how much the two people really understand what their perception of the relationship is based on, what they're actually seeing. So the reality of what is actually occurring for each individual is very much obscured and often misinterpreted by both people. So both partners are keeping their need or their understanding, their conscious understanding of their need for the relationship so narrow and carefully understood that they typically don't see and consequently don't admit what they're actually getting out of it. So we typically see this square in relationships where it's about a more focused source of pleasure or reason for being together. Some kind of Neptunian fantasy fulfillment. It could be sex, it could be glamour, you look good together, so image, whatever it is, the two people are not seeing how they're mutually using each other to live out this type of fantasy, rather than really seeing each other clearly as we are. So we really have to consider how much we are telling ourselves the truth with this particular square. There is also a strong victim savior theme that comes with this particular aspect. We play a lot of these types of games, and it's highly attractive when we have it because it's like something we get to escape into. We get to use this relationship for something, for a larger purpose that, again, we're not really seeing clearly. So it's usually, well, it not really usually, it is serving a more selfish purpose in assisting usually one partner, and we can take turns with this, but usually it's one partner that's playing more the victim and one partner that's playing more the savior. But the one that's playing the savior, what they're really getting out of it, it is helping them to escape taking some kind of responsibility in their own life. You know, if they have this needy person, this partner that can't take care of this or that, or is, you know, has this addiction or these needs, then the savior is very much limited by the problems of the partner and their mess in myriad ways. So the relationship is often then used to excuse one partner out of taking part in the big bad world somehow. So again, when we have this particular square, we need to ask ourselves and be honest about why the relationship exists. Ask yourself, why does it exist? What is the real value of it for you? What are you really getting out of this? Often the answer comes down to a more selfish motivation, and it is helping both of us to become emotionally weaker in some way. We do have intense feelings of romance and soulmate stuff and, high degree of feeling, like this is it. with this particular square, but we often end up really, really disappointed with this particular aspect and angry because each other was not what we thought we were getting, and this is not what we expected them to be. And when we finally reveal ourselves, and we always do in Neptunian relationships, the truth always comes out. It can take years sometimes, but generally doesn't take that long with this particular square. It can end up quite bitterly because there is this feeling of, I was sold a wrong package here, and I signed up for something different. Now this is what I have, and we often are really angry about that. So again, we have to be really clear with ourselves about why we have this relationship. What are we getting out of it? And that is when we can start to see each other more clearly, and often when we consequently decide that we probably don't want to be together because we're not getting out of this relationship, if we're really looking at each other clearly, what we thought we wanted. So it's a tricky square. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on the internet at Facebook and Instagram, at Truth and Aspect Astrology, website truthandaspectastrology.com. Yes, I do private consultation. I'm mainly a relationship and intimacy astrologer. I interpret all types of charts, and I'll be back super soon with more super cool videos.